Hey guys, welcome back to Attack on Titan World. How's your week been, or how's your 2 weeks been? Let me catch you up on what happened last week. So I had an update on my PC. My entire PC updated. It's very rare that this happens, generally because my PC doesn't get very much downtime, if I'm honest. But it had a big update, and when I turned the recording session on for recording software, sorry, not session, I'm not turning a session on, I'm turning the thing on. Okay, but anyway, more importantly, when I turned it on to you know, do our thing, I did not realize that all of my audio settings on the said recording software had been altered. And now this is an issue because all my game audio was super loud. All of my audio was super loud. And I was like, okay, that's fine, that's workable. But unfortunately, it had also swapped my microphone. It has swapped my microphone from the default, the Yeti microphone, which I use to talk to you guys, which you're hearing me through right now, to my webcam microphone. And I'm pretty sure this has happened before. It's happened beforehand, and it was very funny, and we all had a little giggle. However, I was in no mood to be dealing with that sort of shit. So I decided that, fuck it, I'm just gonna trash it. Because it sounds like I'm underwater. It sounds awful. It sounds so bad, and it was so loud and obnoxious. You know, it sounded like you know when you go to like a, you know how you go when you go to like a football game or something, and the not the football game announcer, but the person who, how can I explain it? I didn't realize he'd go through people. That's interesting. Not the announcer, but like the tannoid person who tells people, like, you know, this or that or whatever they do. You know, they tell people shit. I don't know. I don't go to fucking football games, but I have been to some football games. But you know what I mean, right? The tannoid guy who's like telling people shit, and it sounds like you know, that. It sounds awful, and it really makes you annoyed. That is what I sounded like. And I didn't want that. I really didn't want that. So I decided to just trash it. I'm sorry about that. I didn't really want to, but there was no other choice really. It was either that or re-record. And by the time I went to render and notice that this had all happened, I had about an hour. No, sorry, not an hour. It was about 3 o'clock. So I had like 2 hours. Possibly 4 hours if I had pushed it back to like 8 o'clock to try and get it out on my time schedule. So looking at that, I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, fuck it. I'm not even gonna fucking bother. That's how I felt, basically. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna hit this. That's right. We're gonna hit that. And we're gonna switch them all to this. We keep switching them. But, so yes, that's what happened to last week. But now to catch you guys up on what happened last week. We hit floor 100, which was even more annoying to me because I like to. The floor 100 stages are definitely probably one of the most important stages. And to my embarrassment, I will be honest. I will be 100% honest. To my embarrassment, I forgot to look at his gear and steal some shit. I know. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. I definitely prefer to steal shit from the item gods, but I completely forgot. And I didn't do it. So that was super annoying as well. But regardless, some of the topics that I talked about last week, it's not super important. It was just me casually bitching about, you know, relative things. But that's okay, because that's all ancient history now, and not important either. But I'd like to tell you guys what I've been doing this week. I have purchased Sonic Mania, and I purchased Stardew Valley. The reason I purchased Sonic Mania, because I said I was waiting for a physical copy. I gave up on my physical copy, because I decided it wasn't going to be a thing. It doesn't look like it's going to be a thing. I've still not seen anything. If it does, maybe I'll buy it on the PS4 in a physical copy. Maybe I'll do that. However, I brought it on my Switch because I had brought a bunch of credit for Stardew Valley that was coming out, and I had been playing Stardew Valley, and I'll get Stardew Valley in a minute. But I was also buying the stuff for Darkest Dungeon, which is something else that we'll also get to in a minute. And then I realized after I'd brought that, well, after I'd brought a Stardew Valley, and after I'd like looked at how much I thought Deepest Dark was gonna be, I thought, oh, I've actually got a bunch left. Maybe I should get Sonic. I could get Sonic on my Switch, couldn't I? That would save me a few quid using that credit. So I did, and I like it. I won't go too far into it. I have recorded it. I've recorded all of it. I've done it in 2 recording sessions. That's how much I love that game. Or how much I enjoyed playing it through on the recording session. I did it in 2 sessions, and it's done, basically. You'll see it just after the Final Fantasy 4.1 patch content, which is another thing I want to talk to you guys about. So let's start with right at the beginning, okay? Let's start Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley, you guys know my love for Stardew Valley, how much I adore Stardew Valley. It reminds me just of like how good the old Harvest Moon games were. It's a beautiful game. It's gorgeous to look at. It sounds amazing. The soundtrack of the OST is awesome. It's fun gameplay mixed with like a weird like social element, which I just love. I just love Stardew Valley. It's amazing. If you've got a Switch, there's no better console, quite frankly, to get it on other than the Switch. I would recommend you go into the options and you turn off item grid, because basically, or control console grid, because basically it allows you to select items that it allows you to like look at your items via a grid basis, right? And it's kind of annoying. When you have turned that off, you're allowed to use your cursor freely, and you can click on shit a lot easier. At least that's how English words hard. At least that's how I found it. I found it a lot easier just to do that, turn it off, and be done with it. But I think it's great. It's a massive game. Well, I say it's a massive game. It takes place over as many years as you're willing to play the farm for. But basically, you just build a farm and you make a wife. You give gifts and talk to people until one of them agree to become your wife/husband. You can have a husband if you are a boy, and you can have a wife if you are a female, which is pretty cool. And it's a great fucking game. It's super fucking good. You can build your farm. I wish that the new Harvest Moon, or a Harvest Moon that they would release, would have something very similar to Stardew Valley that allows you to customize the way your farm works. I would really like that. But sadly, I don't think that's a thing that's been in the Harvest Moon. I've kind of stopped playing Harvest Moons of late. They've been on the 3DSs. They've came out quite regularly, I guess, but they've not been very good. They've never really super interested me or super piqued my interest. The last really good Harvest Moon game that I really, really enjoyed was It's a Wonderful Life. That was on GameCube. Sorry, I couldn't think of what it was on. It is, however, now on the PlayStation 4 store. So maybe I'll go buy that, because that's kind of cool. Maybe I'll look at see how much that is, and maybe I'll pick that up after I'm done playing Stardew Valley. But yes, I love Stardew. It's still really, really cool. There's no real updates from the PS4 version. If you did want to get it, the PS4 version has a physical edition, which comes with a lovely, cool little map, which I've not brought yet because I've brought it digitally 3 times now. So want it physical, but I don't want to spend another 15 quid on it just to get the map. You know, I feel like I've already paid my dues, so to speak. But regardless, it's a great game, and I would recommend it to anybody. Even if you don't like the mere idea of it, right? It's kind of like Animal Crossing in that regard, where it's like you don't really know, it's hard to understand people's appeal, right? You're like, I don't really get why you like it. I don't. From an outside post, you're like, it looks stupid. I don't get it. But if you play it, if you like spend an hour on Animal Crossing, or an hour on Stardew Valley, or an hour on a Harvest Moon game, I feel like it very quickly becomes transparent, because my friend used to have, the very first time I played Harvest Moon was at my friend's house. He was like, Harvest Moon is really cool, and I was like, why would you play a game about fucking farming? That's stupid. And then he lent it to me, and I was like, fine, I'll play it. So I played it over that night, and then I went to school the next day and come home, and then I met my friend, and I was like, dude, this fucking game. I was super into it. It's really good. Like, you can pet your dog in the original Harvest Moon, or the one that I first played on the PS1. You could pet your dog, and they like got hearts, and they get all your animals had hearts, and you could name your animal. It was so good. Which is another thing you can do in Stardew Valley. You can name your animals, pet them. I wish there was some sort of menu that showed me how much my animals loved me. I wish that was a thing in Stardew. But other than that, it's an amazing game. I would highly recommend it to anybody. And if you have a Switch, having the option to have it portable is amazing. So if you want it digitally, and you don't want it physical even, then buy it on a Switch if you have a Switch. Darkest Dungeon, on the other hand, is another fucking awesome game that I play on Steam. It has come out on the PS4. There was no physical version, so I didn't bother playing it, because it's essentially the same game, and it runs perfectly fine on my PC. So I was just playing it on my PC, and it's awesome. It's a dark fantasy, relentless RPG sort of game. But you get people, you can name those people, and then they die horribly in dungeons. Even getting to the point where if you break their sanity, they go crazy and kill each other. It's so good. It's such a heartbreaking, like, really tough game to play. And the people who created it tweeted, just wait for it. Like, that's all the tweet was. It was a little video of the game, and then the camera slowly backed out, and lo and behold, it was on a Switch. And that's pretty much all the information we have on Darkest Dungeon. But I was like, I'm fucking buying that the second it comes out. Having that as a portable option would be fucking awesome. That would be so good. So yes, that's definitely a thing. Whether English words are difficult. Whether we will buy it, well, whether I buy it, I will buy it. But whether we record it or not, I don't know. Depends if you guys want to see it. If you guys are interested in Darkest Dungeon, let me know, and maybe it will happen. I don't know if it's going to be here before the end of 2017. I think it's doable, because the game already exists, right? They're just porting it. So I think it's doable to get it here before the end of 2017. But I'm thinking it's probably more likely going to be like January of 2018. Which would be fine, because it'd be a beautiful way to start off the new year. Anyway. What was the next thing that I want to talk to you guys about? Final Fantasy 4.1. That's right. 4.1 is on Tuesday. Tomorrow of this thing. The same day as Shadow of War. Shadow of War is a whole other sort of situation. I'm not really sure about that. What is this? No ranged. That really sucks, doesn't it? How do we destroy this? Oh my god, it's fucking miles away. Okay. Well, that's fine. We'll just, we'll throw somebody. It'll be okay. Anyway, so yes, right. Final Fantasy 4.1, Final Fantasy 14, comes with a whole new story arc, which we will, of course, be contributing in. We will be playing through the main story campaign. My weight mage is almost at level 60, so you can expect another mini-series of the jobs going through on that. Caster as well, which I'm not very good at. I'm not very good at casting. It's not my sort of thing. I'm sure anybody who has ever watched me play Dragon Age or has ever heard of me talk about Dragon Age knows that I actually have a distaste for mages. Dragon Age broke my heart when it came to mages, and it fucked with me, alright? It fucked with me pretty good. Dragon Age is a fantastic game to do that sort of shit. Anyway, that game is obviously one of my favorite games, Final Fantasy XIV, and it's still there, it's still alive and well, you know, it's still very much existing, and I'm so glad that they keep updating it, especially the story content. There's plenty of content in this game other than story. There's PvP coming, there is housing, which is very important to me. The Shirogane housing area, which is like a eastern housing area, will be available for purchase. As soon as the patch goes live, so I will be ready and waiting to go and attempt to buy myself a mansion. Is a mansion too big for a single player? I would probably say so, actually, yes. I would say yes, it is too big. It is definitely an FC sized building. However, I have a lot of gil, and I'm gonna buy one regardless because I'm a selfish asshole, I guess. And I have no morals. That's pretty much what I'm... No, it's not that bad anymore. I really like housing, and I feel like I would utilize it. I'd probably utilize it better than some houses I see with FCs using it, quite frankly, so I'm not going to be too heartbroken about taking one of those slots. But anyway, that is, of course, on Tuesday, same day as Shadow of War. Shadow of War, according to some of the reviews, it's a little difficult to get the good ending or whatever, the final ending, without buying it. You can do a shit ton of grinding if you prefer, or you can just spend a few bucks. I don't like that approach. In fact, I really hate that approach that I almost cancelled my pre-order. My pre-order still hasn't actually gone through, and they haven't sent it to me yet. So, I may still cancel it tonight, and just be like, you know what, fuck it. I want a refund. I don't want the game. I may do that. I don't know how I feel about it. I still want to play it because Shadow of Mordor was a phenomenal game, one of the best, and it sucks that I have to even consider it, really. I don't like microtransactions, and I definitely don't like the way that they have treated them, and WB kind of weirded me out about it, quite frankly. I don't really know enough about business practices and stuff like that, but it's kind of iffing me. So there you have it. Do you reckon we could like do like a connection of throws, right? So here we go, ready? Let's do this connection of throws real quick. It's not gonna work. It's fine. The new connection of throws. That's not gonna work either. Not gonna work either. Piss. It's fine. We'll just go here, right? And then you can... But you can't actually move any further, so that's fine. Let's just end our turn then, because they're on a weird platform. There we go. Right, now Misty, jump onto Mara's head. Mara's gonna chuck you. There we go. That'll be cool. In fact, actually, that's probably us done. There we go. Look at that. Boom. That's pretty good. Anyway, Gundam Versus. Still going on. A little bit of a snitch in doing the trial modes is the fact that I'm not good enough and I suck at video games. But I'm now trying to try out the survival modes, and I'm enjoying the survival modes. I'm playing them, and I very much appreciate the extra effort that seems to be going into watching those. I really appreciate that. It's really, really, really cool, and it spurs me on to do more when people are being so cool about it. So that's really nice. I'm just gonna let people correlate a little bit. It's super good. I'm still really enjoying it. It's hard. Unfortunately, there's a lot of anime music in the background and a lot of music that gets flagged. And basically, there was an episode that was basically stopped, and it could not be viewed in like Japan, America, South Korea, and like Mexico or some shit. And I was like, that's frustrating. I used YouTube's the music removal thing that they have. It seemed to work pretty well. It seemed to do it okay. And that's now live for people to watch. But it's a shame that it wasn't properly available right away, basically. But it's good now, and I'm expecting that to happen probably once or twice more, quite frankly. But I'm thinking maybe I've got a plan of how to avoid that, which I'll go into on the next time I record some Gundam Versus. But that's still a super fun game, and I'm still super excited for some other games that we're going to be doing. Definitely be doing Strife Plays a while. We're gonna have some South Park, the Fractured But Whole thing. Have a Strife Plays South Park for a while, which will be interesting. Which will be very, very interesting to talk about that game. Shadow of War, again, still not sure, but again, it's not even been sent to me yet, so I'm not sure if I'm even going to get it on time to have it up. So, and I definitely won't have it up on the Tuesday now. If I'd gotten it, if by some miracle of powers I get it a day early, then you'll have your video on the Tuesday, but otherwise I don't think it's going to happen, basically, because I don't think I'm going to get it on time. So if I do get it, I'll try and do an episode, and it'll be late, but I don't think it's going to be on there. I think it's not been sent to me yet, so that's kind of annoying. Surprising, really, isn't it? And in other news, Xenoblade Chronicles looks kind of weird. I'm not sure if I want to play it. I don't know what it is about that game. It doesn't look very interesting to me. I don't know, but there's a hack sign game or a hack game coming out that looks fucking cool, but it looks like it's going to be super long. So that's kind of I don't know where I go about that, but it might be interesting. Plenty of things going on, but Sonic Mania will be up as soon as the Final Fantasy is done, basically, and then we'll go from there. How do we... I can't kill those guys in one go, can I? That's fine. That's fine. But, so I was talking about the Switch, right? I was talking about how some those indie games have been going on at Stardew Valley, for example, which is super fucking cool. Axiom Verge just released on it as well, and it come with a physical edition, and I was like, oh fuck, maybe I want to buy that. So, you know, that looks pretty cool. I've not brought it yet. I've managed to stop myself from spending every single penny I have on fucking video games, because, you know, it'd be nice to eat something other than noodles for once in my life. In fact, tomorrow or today, when you guys see this, when you're watching this, if you watch this as it goes up, right now I'm sitting at my desk eating a pizza, because my plan is to order a pizza tomorrow, because I've worked really hard. I worked really hard this week, and I want a pizza, so I'm gonna buy myself a pizza. I hope you guys appreciate that. Alright, let's get this boss. Now, before we do anything, let us go over to him and see what he has. He's got garbage. I bet the item god had really cool shit. I bet you they had something really, really fucking cool. Which is a crying shame, because I'll never know what they had. Ah, boy. But I'm not the type of person that's gonna save scum it, you know? I'm not that kind of guy. I'm definitely the person who, you know, just lets the chips fall where they may. You know, I'm the type of person who plays XCOM and Iron Man, because you can't go back. You can't go back. It may as well be cheating, as far as I'm concerned, to go back on XCOM. As you know, same with Darkest Dungeon. Can't go back. It's cheating. You just got to deal with it how it comes. And if you happen to name somebody after your best friend and then they die horribly, then, well, they're dead then, and your friend just died, and you should probably cry about it. Anyway, I was talking about the Switch. Right. I was talking about Switch, and I immediately got distracted by the dude. I want other games on the Switch, right? I want a lot of games on the Switch. A lot of games that are super cool to have on that sort of thing. Disgaea is one of them. Disgaea 5 is out on the Switch. I'm not going to buy Disgaea 5 because, well, because you're looking at it, like, what the fuck would be the point for me doing that? But I would love Disgaea 3 or, you know, 4 on there, definitely. D2 wasn't their best entry into the series, if I'm completely honest. So, it was still good, but it wasn't their best entry into the series. I would definitely prefer 3 or 4 on there. You know, maybe 1 or 2. It doesn't really matter. I'm honestly not super bothered. I just want like a Disgaea game on the Switch that is not this one. Because I have this one, I'm playing this one, so why would I want this one, right? But you know, there's other games that I want there as well. I'm just super excited to anything Switch, right? I say anything Switch related because I'm like super addicted to the machine right now. Because I really like docking it and then taking it away and then going and playing it in bed. It's actually like, it's strangely helped my sleep schedule. In the strangest ways, it's somewhat helped my sleep schedule because I'm like, cool, it's getting late. And I take it with me to bed, and then I play it for a little bit, and I'm like, hey, I'm already in bed. So then I just press the sleep button, and I go to bed, right? And then I sleep for my fucking 4 or 5 hours, which is great. Rather than, like, playing a game here, and then being like, this is a good game. 5 hours later, I'm still here, you know? I'm still here, because I'm like, I'll just render another video, rendering whilst I'm playing something else, and it's like, hey, look, it's finished. Oh, look, it's 5 a.m., like... I'm terrible with that sort of shit, so somewhat helped me fix my sleep schedule. Odd, I know. But playing Stardew Valley in the mornings and when you're in bed, you know, maybe you wake up before your alarm goes off. Play a little bit of Stardew, you know, in bed just beforehand. A little bit of Stardew. It's fucking great. And I'm gonna be playing some Sonic as well now that I've been in it in fully recorded motion, and I hope you guys are looking forward to that. And that should hopefully, Sonic Mania should probably be ending roughly around about the time Fire Emblem Warriors is starting. So, I'm excited for that. I don't know how Fire Emblem Warriors is really going to go. I'm still a little bit anxious about it, but I'm thinking it'll probably be okay. Because of course, you know, Tecmo, super cool company. I'm sure they'll help me out if there's blockages. I'm sure they'll give me some advice on how to fix that shit. But if anything, it'll just be a lack of monetization, which is not the complete end of the world, you know? So at least there's that. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Question of this week. Did you play Stardew Valley? Did you play Stardew Valley? You've had plenty of time. It's been out for like a year or something now, right? On PC. Have you played it? Have you thought about it? Go buy it if you haven't, but let me know, and let me know your thoughts. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all next week. Bye bye.